Do you ever feel like your emotional attachments are holding you hostage, preventing you from experiencing true freedom and joy? Most people don't realize that the weight of clinging can create barriers to happiness, blinding them to the possibilities of a fulfilled life. Inner freedom invites you on a transformative journey to break free from these invisible shackles. By exploring the roots of your desires and cultivating a mindset of simplicity and connection, you can learn to embrace life with an open heart. As you read, prepare to uncover empowering insights that will guide you toward emotional liberation. Unchain Your Heart. Escape the Chains of Attachment, written and published by Inner Freedom. Chapter 1. Recognizing the Weight of Attachment. Have you ever felt like your heart was weighed down by invisible chains, holding you back from living fully? Many of us carry the burden of attachment, often unaware of how it affects our emotions, decisions, and relationships. It manifests in subtle and not so subtle ways, whether through the longing for a person, an object, or a situation that we believe we cannot live without. This weight can be suffocating, causing anxiety, frustration, and a sense of unfulfillment that lingers beneath the surface. Recognizing this ongoing struggle is the first step towards liberation. For most, the feeling of attachment is intertwined with love and security, making it difficult to see the negative implications. We cling to what we know, whether it's a cherished relationship or a familiar routine. The truth is, while attachments can provide comfort, they can also stifle our growth, creating a prison of dependence from which it can feel impossible to escape. Perhaps you've experienced moments of anxiety when faced with the thought of losing something or someone you hold dear. This emotional heaviness can cloud our judgment and cause us to sacrifice personal happiness for the sake of maintaining these connections. It can be a painful paradox. The more we cling, the less we truly possess. However, there is a transformative path that can lead you out of this cycle. The first step is recognizing the weight of your attachments and how they affect your life. Acknowledgement is powerful. It opens the door to change. Allow yourself to explore your feelings and ask, what am I truly attached to and why? This simple yet profound question can shed light on the root causes of your attachments, revealing insights that may have eluded you. Understanding that these connections often stem from fear of loneliness, rejection, or loss, can empower you to confront the underlying issues rather than just the symptoms. Once you begin to recognize the nature of your attachments, you can start to reframe your perspective. Rather than viewing attachment as a source of security, begin to consider the possibility of interdependence. This shift in understanding allows you to value connections without feeling the need to cling tightly to them. You can embrace openness, allowing relationships to flourish naturally while maintaining your sense of self. Imagine how liberating it would feel to trust in the strength of your bonds without the fear of losing them. Adopting this perspective invites immense benefits that can enhance your overall quality of life. As you learn to detach from the weight of unhealthy attachments, you'll discover emotional resilience and freedom, leading to deeper, more fulfilling relationships. You will find yourself approaching connections with curiosity, welcoming growth, rather than resisting change. Life becomes not about clinging, but about appreciating and enjoying each moment fully. Recognizing the weight of attachment is not just a call to action. It's your gateway to a richer, more authentic existence. By embracing this journey of self-discovery, you are taking the first courageous step towards unchaining your heart and living with intention. Through this process, you can cultivate a sense of inner peace that allows you to thrive in every aspect of your life. As you embark on the journey of unchaining your heart, implementing actionable steps will help you navigate the complexities of attachment with clarity and purpose. Begin by identifying the specific attachments in your life that may be weighing you down. Take a moment to write these down, whether they relate to people, possessions, or particular situations. For example, consider a friendship that feels more burdensome than uplifting. Reflect on how this relationship causes you stress and recognize the possibility that it may no longer serve you in a positive way. Once you have identified your attachments, practice mindfulness to develop a deeper awareness of your emotions connected to them. Spend a few minutes each day in quiet reflection, allowing yourself to feel whatever arises without judgment. If you find yourself feeling anxious about letting go, acknowledge those feelings without rushing to dispel them. By doing this, you begin to separate your identity from what you feel attached to. You'll recognize that your worth is inherent and not contingent upon any external factor, whether that be a relationship, a job, or a possession. After establishing awareness, create small, incremental shifts in your daily routine. For instance, if you find yourself clinging to material possessions, challenge yourself to declutter one area of your home each week. Notice how this process alleviates stress and fosters a sense of freedom. Or, if there's a connection that feels unhealthy, consider setting boundaries. This might mean reducing the frequency of contact or having an honest conversation with the person involved. By doing this, you empower yourself to cultivate relationships based on mutual respect rather than dependency. The transformation you will experience from these actions is profound. You'll find yourself more engaged and present in your life, unburdened by the emotional weight of attachments that no longer serve your highest good. As you practice detachment, you may be surprised by how alive and free you begin to feel. Relationships that foster growth and joy will flourish, while those that drain your energy will naturally begin to shift. The liberation from these ties opens up space for new opportunities, allowing your heart to expand and embrace life more fully. To motivate yourself further, I encourage you to create a let-go ritual. Find a quiet space and gather a few items that represent your attachments. This could be a piece of clothing, a letter, or even a photograph. As you hold each item, take a moment to express gratitude for the role it played in your life. Then consciously choose to release it. Whether you decide to donate, discard, or simply set it aside, feel the weight lift as you actively let go. This exercise will be a powerful reminder of your strength and ability to be free. As we move forward, the next chapter will delve into breaking free from the illusion of need. It will guide you to explore the difference between genuine necessity and the false sense of security we often associate with our attachments. Embrace this journey as one of continuous growth, and remember that every step you take will lead you closer to living a life of freedom and authenticity. Open your heart to new possibilities, and let's continue this transformative exploration together. Subscribe to Inner Freedom for more insights that will empower you on this remarkable journey. Chapter 2. Breaking Free from the Illusion of Need. Have you ever felt an overpowering urge to possess something or someone, convinced that your happiness hinges on that very connection? Many of us have been taught to believe that certain people or possessions are essential to our well-being. However, this belief can create a cycle of dependency that makes us feel trapped and unfulfilled. Understanding the illusion of need is crucial to freeing ourselves from this misconception, allowing us to embrace a more authentic and satisfying life. Recognizing the difference between genuine needs can be a complex journey. Many people experience moments of anxiety when they feel they lack something or someone they believe is vital to their happiness. This yearning can lead to over-attachment, holding on to relationships, jobs, or even material goods out of fear that letting go means losing a piece of ourselves. You may find yourself agreeing to things that don't resonate with you simply to maintain a sense of connection, or perhaps you indulge in retail therapy to fill an emotional void. These behaviors are symptoms of believing in this illusion, often resulting in a life filled with pressure and discontent. The transformative solution lies in redefining your relationship with need itself. It's essential to cultivate a mindset that understands true fulfillment comes from within rather than from external sources. Begin by taking a step back and reflecting on what you truly need for your well-being. Ask yourself, what makes me feel whole? This process of introspection can help you identify the difference between superficial desires and genuine necessities, shedding light on where you might be placing undue importance. To illustrate this concept, imagine your friend Sarah, who continuously seeks validation from her social media presence. She feels she needs to receive likes and comments to validate her worth. However, when she shifts her focus inward, aligning her self-esteem with personal achievements rather than external approval, She discovers a profound sense of self-worth that doesn't rely on others to affirm it. This new approach liberates her from the exhausting cycle of comparison and allows her to cultivate authentic relationships based on mutual respect rather than neediness. Adopting this perspective can revolutionize your approach to life. Instead of seeing relationships or possessions as necessary for your happiness, recognize them as enriching experiences that enhance your life. This shift will not only alleviate the pressure you may feel, but will also open doors to deeper connections. You will discover that true happiness thrives in the freedom to enjoy relationships without the burden of possession or unrealistic expectations. The core idea here is that your happiness is your own responsibility. When you embrace the reality that fulfillment comes from self-acceptance and inner strength, you can engage with the world more authentically. This realization allows you to appreciate others and your experiences without the need to cling tightly. Relationships can evolve gracefully, allowing for growth while encouraging independence. As you explore this chapter further, consider beginning your journey by listing the areas in your life where you feel a strong sense of need. Reflect on what would happen if you chose to release those attachments gradually. Embracing this new perspective will empower you to build a fulfilled and liberated life. Remember, the more you understand the illusion of need, the lighter you will feel, unlocking a pathway to genuine happiness that exists within you. As you begin to unravel the illusion of need, taking actionable steps will empower you to reshape your mindset and transform your life. Start this process by creating a personal needs inventory. Set aside some quiet time to reflect on what you genuinely need to thrive. Spiritual fulfillment, emotional connections, and personal goals. Write down these needs, ensuring they align with your true values. For instance, consider what brings you joy without relying on external approval. You may realize that nurturing relationships and engaging in creative activities are essential to your well-being, rather than the validation you seek through social media likes. The next step is to practice the art of gratitude. Each day, take a moment to acknowledge the strengths and qualities that already reside within you. Instead of fixating on what you feel you need to acquire, remind yourself of the abundance already present in your life. For example, if you find yourself longing for a certain relationship, reflect on the supportive friends and family you already have. This gratitude practice fosters an appreciation for what you possess, shifting the focus away from scarcity and towards abundance. Another effective strategy is to engage in mindful detachment. This involves observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment whenever you sense a strong desire for something outside of yourself. Picture yourself in a moment where you crave approval or connection. Instead of acting on that urge, pause and take a deep breath. Ask yourself what you are feeling in that moment and why. This practice helps you separate your emotions from the need to cling, allowing for emotional clarity and self-awareness. Consider the example of Mark, who often felt incomplete without a romantic partner. By utilizing mindfulness, he began to recognize his feelings of inadequacy and to love himself as a complete individual. As he acted on this understanding, he learned to enjoy his own company and pursue interests that brought him joy. This journey led him to discover a wealth of hobbies he had previously ignored, and his confidence blossomed. Eventually, his reinforced self-love attracted healthier, more fulfilling relationships into his life, rather than dependency on others for validation. The benefits of adopting these actions will become apparent as you delve deeper into recognizing your self-worth. You will feel lighter, more liberated, and ultimately more empowered to pursue your passions without the burden of false needs. Over time, this leads to profound emotional growth as you cultivate relationships based on genuine connection rather than unhealthy attachment. To keep this momentum going, I encourage you to implement a meaningful exercise. Each week, choose one area in your life where you feel an exaggerated sense of need. Reflect on it daily, considering what your life would look like without relying on that attachment. Write down your insights in a journal and track your progress. This practice will reinforce your ability to transform your mindset and promote a continuous journey of self-discovery. As we look ahead, the next chapter will explore understanding the root of desires. guiding you to uncover the motivations behind your yearnings. By delving deeper into your underlying desires, you will gain further clarity on what truly nourishes your spirit. Embrace this journey with an open heart, and remember to subscribe to Inner Freedom for more insights to enhance your transformative path towards a life unburdened by the illusion of need. Chapter 3: Understanding the Root of Desires. Have you ever found yourself longing for something, yet struggled to pinpoint exactly why it holds such significance for you? Desires are powerful forces that can shape our thoughts and actions, yet many of us journey through life without fully understanding their origins. Recognizing the roots of your desires can be transformative. It empowers you to discern which desires stem from genuine needs and which arise from societal expectations or past experiences, guiding you toward a more authentic existence. In our fast-paced world, we are constantly bombarded with messages about what we should want. Whether through advertisements promising happiness in a product or social media influencers showcasing seemingly perfect lives, it's all too easy to adopt desires that don't align with our true selves. This dissonance can lead to feelings of inadequacy and constant yearning, overshadowing the joy of living. Perhaps you crave the latest gadget, believing it will enhance your status, only to find that it does little to fill the void you feel. This cycle of chasing after transient desires often leaves us feeling unfulfilled and restless, as we overlook the deeper motivations that drive our cravings. To break this cycle, the transformative solution lies in self-exploration and reflection. Begin by asking yourself profound questions about your desires. What do I truly want? Why do I want it? What underlying needs are these desires attempting to fulfill? As you ponder these questions, take a moment to document your thoughts in a journal. This practice not only clarifies your motivations, but also reveals patterns that may have gone unnoticed for years. For instance, you may discover that your desire for career advancement is not merely driven by ambition, but also stems from a deeper urge to gain validation from others. An illustrative example can be found in Jenna, who longed for a luxurious lifestyle after continually being exposed to images of wealth on social media. Initially, she believed that financial success would provide her happiness. However, through introspection, she recognized that her desire was rooted in a need to feel valued and accepted. This realization led her to focus on developing her unique talents and pursuing a career that resonated with her true passions, rather than the superficial allure of wealth. By understanding the roots of her desires, Jenna not only redirected her energy, but also cultivated a genuine sense of fulfillment, free from external validation. The core idea here is that self-awareness acts as a compass for understanding your desires. This deeper understanding allows you to differentiate between fleeting wants and lasting aspirations. As you cultivate this awareness, you reclaim ownership of your desires, giving you the power to align them with your authentic self. This process can lead to profound personal growth as you begin to live intentionally rather than reactively. When you acknowledge the roots of your desires, you embark on a journey that can transform your life. You'll find yourself more attuned to what truly resonates with you, making decisions that nurture your well-being and happiness. No longer will you chase the unattainable. Instead, you will recognize that the essence of your desires is often rooted in a quest for meaning, connection, and self-exploration. As you continue to explore this chapter, I encourage you to embrace the process of self-discovery. The more you understand your desires, the more empowered you will be to seek fulfillment in ways that genuinely enrich your life. In our next chapter, we will delve deeper into letting go of toxic longings, helping you identify and release the longings that no longer serve you. Through this exploration, you will uncover the freedom that comes from freeing yourself from unhealthy attachments. Keep this journey alive, and remember to subscribe to Inner Freedom for ongoing support and insights along your path toward emotional liberation. To harness the understanding of the roots of your desires, it's essential to take actionable steps that can guide you on your journey of self-discovery and growth. Start by creating a desire map. Set aside time to jot down the things you long for in various areas of your life: material possessions, relationships, careers, and experiences. As you write, Delve deeper into why each desire matters to you. For instance, if you find yourself desiring a new car, ask yourself what this car represents. Is it freedom, status, or perhaps a sense of accomplishment? This exercise helps illuminate the underlying needs driving your desires, enabling you to reflect critically on their significance. Once you've established your desire map, the next step is to identify any toxic longings that may be holding you back. Review your list and highlight desires that feel out of alignment with your core values or sense of self. For example, if you feel pressured to maintain a lavish lifestyle to impress others, recognize that this longing may not reflect your true self, but rather societal expectations. By acknowledging these toxic longings, you begin the process of letting go, clearing the clutter that distorts your authentic path. Another effective approach is to regularly engage in gratitude practice, focused on the things you already have. Each day, take a few moments to list 3 things you are grateful for that feed your inner satisfaction. This could range from appreciating a supportive friend to relishing in a hobby that ignites your passion. For example, if you love painting, consider how this creative outlet fulfills your need for self-expression, contrasting with other desires based on external validation. This practice not only rewires your focus towards appreciation, but also fosters a mindset that recognizes the abundance in your life, reducing feelings of lack and desire. The benefits of implementing these steps are profound. As you become more aware of the roots of your desires and let go of those that no longer serve you, you'll likely notice a greater sense of clarity and purpose in your life. You will empower yourself to make decisions rooted in authenticity rather than societal pressures or fleeting fancies. Your relationships may deepen as you attract others who resonate with your true self, and you may feel an exhilarating sense of freedom to explore new pursuits without the burden of unrealistic expectations. To encourage immediate application of these concepts, I invite you to create a desire diary. Over the next week, document your spontaneous desires as they arise, alongside your reflections on why you feel drawn to them. At the end of the week, review your entries. Notice the patterns and insights that emerge. This practice will reinforce your understanding and provide clarity on which desires are worth pursuing and which need to be let go. As we transition into the next chapter, we will tackle the topic of letting go of toxic longings, where you will learn how to release unhealthy attachments and cultivate a sense of liberation. This ongoing journey toward emotional freedom is essential to living a fulfilling life. Remember, every step you take toward understanding your desires is a step toward empowerment. To support your growth, subscribe to Inner Freedom for further insights and tools that will light your path as you continue this transformative journey. Chapter 4. Letting Go of Toxic Longings. Imagine waking up each day feeling unburdened, as though a weight has been lifted from your shoulders. What would it be like to free yourself from those relentless longings that drain your energy and cloud your happiness? Toxic longings can manifest in various forms, whether through unhealthy relationships, unrealistic expectations, or the pursuit of superficial validation. Recognizing that these attachments can hold us back is the first step toward liberation, leading us to embrace a life filled with genuine fulfillment and joy. Many people find themselves tangled in the web of toxic longings, often without realizing it. You might cling to a relationship that drains you emotionally, hanging on to the hope of what it might become, rather than facing the reality of its toxicity. Perhaps you've been chasing professional success based solely on societal standards, feeling an emptiness even when you achieve your goals. It's common to feel a sense of lacking when we tie our happiness to these pursuits, leading to frustration and dissatisfaction. The struggle lies in recognizing that these toxic longings can prevent us from experiencing true joy and connection. The transformative solution begins with developing an awareness of what constitutes a toxic longing in your life. Start by reflecting on the aspects of your life that bring you discomfort or dissatisfaction. For example, ask yourself which relationships or situations consistently leave you feeling drained or anxious. Creating a list of these toxic longings can be a powerful exercise, allowing you to visually see what is weighing you down. This clarity can be the catalyst for change, helping you understand which attachments contribute to your unhappiness. Once you've identified these longings, the next step is to practice letting go. This doesn't mean severing connections with loved ones carelessly. Rather, it involves establishing healthy boundaries. For instance, if a friendship feels one-sided and constantly burdensome, consider reducing the time you spend with that person or expressing how you feel. Open dialogue can be healing, allowing you to communicate your needs while respecting both your feelings and theirs. Imagine the relief that washes over you as you reclaim your emotional space and prioritize your well-being. The core idea here is that letting go creates space for healthier connections and personal growth. This might mean grieving the loss of certain relationships or aspirations. However, the benefits are profound. As you release toxic longings, you create room for genuine happiness and fulfillment. Picture a life where your relationships are built on mutual respect and support, rather than obligation or fear. You will begin to attract individuals who celebrate your authentic self, yielding enriched connections that genuinely empower you. As you explore the process of letting go, I encourage you to engage in a reflective practice. Consider dedicating a few moments each day to meditate on what toxic longings you'd like to release. Visualize yourself letting go of these attachments, feeling the weight lift as you embrace lightness and freedom. You may find it helpful to write a letter expressing your feelings toward these longings, acknowledging their existence but ultimately stating your intention to move forward without them. In the upcoming section of this chapter, we will dive deeper into strategies for maintaining healthy boundaries and creating empowering relationships that foster growth and joy. Letting go of toxic longings is an ongoing journey, and every step you take brings you closer to a more liberated version of yourself. Remember to subscribe to Inner Freedom for continued support and inspiration on your path to emotional resilience and fulfillment. Together, we will transform your life into one filled with purpose and peace. Having explored the importance of letting go of toxic longings, it's time to implement actionable steps that can facilitate this transformational process. Start by conducting a personal inventory of your relationships and commitments. Set aside a quiet moment to reflect on the people in your life and the activities you engage in regularly. For each person or commitment, ask yourself whether the connection fosters positivity and fulfillment or if it leaves you feeling drained and unappreciated. Consider a scenario where you identify a coworker whose behavior consistently undermines your confidence. By recognizing this toxic connection, you can take proactive steps to create boundaries that protect your emotional well-being. Once you've mapped out these connections, the next step is to establish clear boundaries. This can involve communicating honestly with those involved, asserting your needs, and articulating what is acceptable and what is not. For instance, if a friend frequently interrupts you or dismisses your thoughts, kindly express how this behavior makes you feel. Let them know you value their opinion, but you need them to listen more attentively during your conversations. This simple act of standing up for yourself can be incredibly empowering, allowing for healthier dynamics in your relationships. Another effective strategy involves practicing emotional detachment. This doesn't mean shutting down or distancing yourself entirely. Rather, it means recognizing that your self-worth is not tied to someone else's actions. For example, if a loved one repeatedly attempts to control or criticize your choices, remind yourself that you are entitled to make your own decisions. Visualize this emotional detachment as a shield that protects your self-esteem while still allowing for compassion and understanding. By doing so, you create a healthier emotional space where you can grow without undue influence from toxic attachments. The core idea behind releasing toxic longings is the freedom that arises from embracing your true self. When you let go of relationships or desires that don't align with your values, you create a foundation for meaningful connections that nurture your growth. Picture a life where you feel empowered to pursue your passions without guilt or fear. You will notice a shift in your mindset, observing that you have more energy and enthusiasm for what truly matters to you. This renewed focus can lead to profound transformations in your emotional health, as you become more attuned to what you need to thrive. To encourage immediate action, consider creating a let-go ritual. Find a peaceful space and gather a few objects that symbolize the toxic longings you wish to release, such as an old photo or a reminder of a past relationship that no longer serves you. As you hold each item, take a moment to acknowledge the lessons you learned from these attachments. Then, consciously choose to let them go, whether you decide to dispose of them, donate them, or set them aside in a symbolic gesture of release. This ritual can be a powerful step forward in claiming your emotional freedom. As we turn our attention to the next chapter, we will explore cultivating inner strength to resist temptation. Here, we will delve into strategies that empower you to make choices rooted in your authentic self, rather than being swayed by external pressures. Remember, every action taken toward letting go is a step toward embracing the life you truly desire. To support you on this journey, subscribe to Inner Freedom for further insights and guidance. Together, we'll navigate the path to emotional resilience and personal empowerment, guiding you toward a life of genuine joy and fulfillment. Chapter 5: Cultivating Inner Strength to Resist Temptation. What if you possessed an inner reservoir of strength capable of shielding you from the temptations that distract you from your true goals? Imagine navigating life with the unwavering confidence to say no to fleeting desires that threaten your peace and focus. In today's world, we are bombarded with countless temptations, whether it's the allure of social media, the pressure to maintain unhealthy relationships, or the compulsion to indulge in instant gratification. Recognizing how these distractions can derail your personal growth is crucial as you strive to cultivate inner strength. Many people struggle to resist temptation, often feeling overwhelmed by the influences that surround them. This struggle can manifest in various ways, leaving individuals feeling inadequate and frustrated. For instance, you might find yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media while ignoring pressing responsibilities, or repeatedly engaging in unhealthy eating habits despite knowing they don't serve your well-being. These experiences lead to patterns of self-sabotage, eroding your confidence and reinforcing negative habits that hinder progress. The transformative solution lies in developing self-discipline and resilience. Begin by identifying the specific temptations that resonate with you. Reflect on moments when you've given in to these desires. What triggers these choices? Understanding the patterns behind your temptation is vital to breaking free from their grip. For example, if you often find yourself reaching for junk food during stressful moments, acknowledge the underlying emotions that drive this behavior. By recognizing these triggers, you can begin to take proactive measures to address them, rather than react impulsively. Once you've identified your triggers, the next step is to replace those temptations with healthier alternatives. This might mean setting up practical boundaries or establishing positive routines. If social media distracts you from productivity, consider allocating specific times of the day to engage with it, rather than allowing it to intrude upon your focus. Alternatively, if you tend to snack mindlessly while watching television, prepare healthier options in advance so you have nourishing foods readily available. These small shifts reduce temptation and cultivate a more mindful approach to your choices. The core idea here is that by reducing exposure to your triggers and establishing healthier habits, you create a resilient foundation that empowers you to resist temptation. When you cultivate this inner strength, you'll experience an enhanced sense of agency over your life. Picture yourself confidently pursuing your goals, feeling increasingly in control of your choices. As you resist the allure of short-term gratification, you create room for long-term satisfaction and personal growth. The more you practice this self-discipline, the more resilient you will become, ultimately transforming your relationship with temptation. Adopting this perspective leads to significant benefits in your life. You'll notice increased clarity in your decision-making, greater confidence in your abilities, and an overall sense of fulfillment. By building inner strength, you are paving the way for a more focused and harmonious existence that aligns with your true desires and values. To kickstart your journey toward cultivating inner strength, I encourage you to conduct a temptation audit. Take a moment to list your primary temptations and identify specific steps you can take to mitigate their influence. As you begin to implement these changes, approach the process with compassion and patience for yourself. Remember, building resilience is a gradual process, and each step forward is a victory. In the next chapter, we will explore shifting focus from wanting to being, where we will delve into the art of embracing the present moment and cultivating contentment within yourself. Stay tuned as this journey towards self-awareness continues to unfold. Subscribe to Inner Freedom for ongoing support as you cultivate the skills necessary for a fulfilling life, free from the distractions of temptation and anchored in authenticity. To effectively cultivate inner strength and resist temptation, it's essential to outline actionable steps that guide you through this transformative process. Begin by establishing clear goals for what you wish to achieve in various aspects of your life. For instance, if your aim is to improve your physical health, set specific, measurable targets, such as exercising 3 times a week or drinking more water daily. Writing these goals down makes them tangible and provides a clear roadmap to follow. Next, implement a daily routine that supports your objectives. This involves carving out dedicated time slots in your day for activities that align with your goals. For example, if your goal is to enhance your productivity, schedule blocks of uninterrupted work time and treat these as non-negotiable appointments. By prioritizing these moments, you create an environment where focus thrives, allowing you to resist distractions effectively. A real-life scenario might involve a student preparing for exams. By dedicating specific hours for study, free from phone notifications and social media, they can significantly boost their concentration and retention. Another vital step in this journey is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay present and aware of your thoughts and impulses. Incorporating short daily mindfulness exercises, such as deep breathing or meditation, can enhance your ability to observe your desires without automatically reacting to them. For instance, if you find yourself tempted to engage in a negative habit, pause and take a few deep breaths. Observe the urge without judgment, acknowledging it as a natural part of the human experience. This practice creates space between your impulse and your action, empowering you to choose responses that align with your true goals, rather than succumbing to temptation. The core idea behind these actions is that developing a structured and mindful approach cultivates a resilient mindset, reinforcing your ability to resist temptation. As you continue to practice these skills, envision a life where you approach challenges with confidence and clarity. Imagine the satisfaction of achieving your goals, feeling a renewed sense of purpose and fulfillment with each success. This journey toward self-mastery is profoundly rewarding, fostering personal growth and enhancing your overall well-being. To encourage immediate application, I challenge you to identify one specific temptation in your life that you'd like to address. Write down your goal related to this temptation and develop a simple action plan outlining the steps you will take to overcome it. For example, if you wish to reduce your intake of unhealthy snacks, plan to stock your pantry with nutritious options and set designated times to enjoy treats mindfully rather than out of habit. This exercise enables you to approach your goals with intention and reinforces your commitment to change. As you engage in this process, remember that growing stronger is a gradual journey. Be patient with yourself as you learn and adapt. In the next chapter, we will explore shifting focus from wanting to being, a pivotal step in understanding how to cultivate contentment and presence in your life. This shift will empower you to embrace each moment fully, transcending the cycle of desire and opening doors to genuine satisfaction. Stay connected to your journey by subscribing to Inner Freedom, where you can access resources and support to navigate the path to lasting change. Your commitment to developing inner strength is the foundation for a fulfilling, empowered life, and with each step you take, you are moving closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Chapter 6. Shifting focus from wanting to being willing. Have you ever found yourself caught in the relentless pursuit of what you believe will make you happy, only to discover that the chase leaves you feeling more empty than fulfilled? In an age where desire and materialism often dictate our sense of self-worth, The concept of wanting can dominate our thoughts and actions. However, the key to true satisfaction lies not in the accumulation of possessions or achievements, but in shifting our focus from the endless cycle of wanting to the profound state of being. Many individuals face the challenge of equating their happiness with their desires. You may often grapple with feelings of dissatisfaction, believing that the next promotion, relationship, or material possession will finally bring you lasting joy. This mindset of constant striving can lead to feelings of inadequacy and anxiety, as achieving one goal often gives way to the pursuit of another. The underlying issue is that the focus on wanting can cloud your perception of what it means to truly be present and content in your life. You might find yourself scrolling through social media, feeling envy as you compare your life to others, reinforcing the idea that you are somehow lacking what you need for fulfillment. The transformative solution to this predicament is to consciously cultivate a mindset centered around being rather than wanting. Begin by practicing mindfulness, which encourages you to ground yourself in the present moment. This can be as simple as taking a few moments each day to breathe deeply and acknowledge your surroundings. For instance, while enjoying your morning coffee, slow down and savor the aroma and taste. Allow yourself to fully experience the moment, instead of rushing through it while daydreaming about future desires. By training your mind to focus on the here and now, you can begin to appreciate life as it is, rather than constantly wishing for something different. Incorporating gratitude into your daily life can also significantly alter your focus. By intentionally reflecting on what you already have, you shift your perspective from lack to abundance. At the end of each day, consider keeping a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things that brought you joy or contentment. This could be a heartfelt conversation with a friend, a beautiful sunset, or even a small accomplishment at work. Over time, this practice will reshape your mindset, allowing you to recognize the beauty and richness of your current reality. The core idea here is that by shifting your focus from wanting to being, you open the door to deeper emotional fulfillment and self-acceptance. Imagine a life where you wake up each day content with who you are and what you have, rather than burdened by the weight of unmet desires. As you adopt this new perspective, you will find that your experiences become richer and more meaningful. Instead of constantly chasing external validation, you'll cultivate an inner sense of peace that truly nourishes your soul. As you delve deeper into this chapter, I encourage you to experiment with the practice of mindfulness and gratitude. Make a conscious effort to observe your thoughts and feelings around wanting. Note the triggers that prompt your cravings and identify how this affects your overall well-being. By doing so, you are actively engaging in a process of transformation that fosters personal growth and self-awareness. In the next chapter, we will explore embracing the joy of simplicity, where you will learn how to declutter not just your physical space, but also your emotional landscape. This journey toward simplicity will further enhance your ability to live in the moment and appreciate life fully. Remember to subscribe to Inner Freedom for ongoing support as you continue this enriching journey of self-discovery and fulfillment. Embrace this transformation with an open heart and an open mind. You are on the path to a more meaningful existence. To successfully shift your focus from wanting to being, it's crucial to implement clear, actionable steps that can guide you through this transformation. Start by incorporating daily mindfulness practices into your routine. Set aside a few minutes each day to engage in mindfulness meditation, where you focus on your breath and become aware of your thoughts without judgment. Consider a scenario where you experience impatience while waiting in line. Instead of succumbing to frustration, take a breath and observe your surroundings. Notice the colors, sounds, and even the feelings that arise. This practice teaches you to anchor yourself in the present, effectively reducing the tendency to dwell on what you want but don't have. Another effective step is to design a simple being practice that encourages you to prioritize activities that foster presence and joy. Choose one activity that you genuinely enjoy, whether it's painting, hiking, or simply spending time with loved ones, and commit to doing it without distractions. For example, if you love nature, Set aside time each week to go for a walk in the park. Leave your phone behind and immerse yourself in the beauty around you. You might discover that engaging deeply in these moments fills you with contentment, revealing the richness of life that exists beyond your desires. Additionally, consider adopting the practice of positive affirmations. Each morning, stand in front of a mirror and affirm your worth and the value of living in the present. Phrases like, "I am enough as I am," or "I embrace each moment with gratitude," can help reinforce your commitment to being rather than wanting. Over time, these affirmations can gradually reshape your mindset, fostering a sense of peace and acceptance that transcends the pressures of external validation. The benefits of focusing on being rather than wanting are profound. When you prioritize presence, you'll experience a heightened sense of clarity, leading to more intentional decisions in your life. Imagine waking up each day feeling grounded and confident, appreciating what you have rather than yearning for what you lack. This newfound perspective not only nurtures a more positive self-image, but also cultivates deeper connections with others, as you engage more authentically without the burden of unmet desires. To encourage immediate implementation of these ideas, I invite you to create a gratitude and mindfulness journal. Each evening, write down 3 moments from your day that made you feel content or grateful. Alongside these reflections, include any instances where you consciously shifted your focus from wanting to being. This simple daily practice nurtures self-awareness and reinforces your commitment to living in the moment. As you embark on this journey, remember that this shift is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of growth and self-discovery. Each step you take towards being will empower you to embrace life more fully, unlocking the door to a more joyful existence. In our next chapter, we will delve into embracing the joy of simplicity. We'll explore how decluttering your environment and emotional landscape can enhance your ability to appreciate the present moment. This journey of simplification will further support your commitment to living fully and freely. To stay engaged on this path, subscribe to Inner Freedom for continued encouragement and resources that will empower you as you cultivate a fulfilling life grounded in the joy of simply being. Embrace this transformative process. You deserve the richness of every moment. Chapter 7. Embracing the Joy of Simplicity. What if you could experience more joy and fulfillment by simply letting go of the clutter that surrounds you? Picture a serene space filled with only the essentials, what you truly need and love, without the distractions of excess. In a world that often equates success with accumulation, the idea of simplifying your life may seem daunting. Yet, the truth is that embracing simplicity can lead to a profound sense of peace and contentment, allowing you to truly appreciate what matters most. Many people find themselves overwhelmed by the demands of modern life, constantly juggling various responsibilities, desires, and possessions. This can create a chaotic environment that fuels stress and anxiety. You might experience a sense of being stretched too thin, chasing after more while feeling increasingly unfulfilled. The endless pursuit of more possessions, more activities, more validation, can distract from the beauty of living simply and intentionally. This struggle can leave you feeling depleted and disconnected from your true self. The transformative solution is to actively embrace the joy of simplicity by decluttering both your physical and emotional spaces. Start by assessing your environment. Walk through your home and notice the items that no longer serve a purpose or bring you joy. Begin with a small area, such as a closet or a single drawer. As you sort through your belongings, ask yourself if each item truly adds value to your life. Picture the relief and clarity that arises as you release clothing that you haven't worn in years, or trinkets that hold sentimental value but occupy unnecessary space. This process not only clears physical clutter, but also provides insight into your emotional landscape. Once you've begun decluttering, extend this practice to your mental and emotional spaces. Identify thoughts, obligations, or relationships that no longer align with your values or contribute positively to your life. Perhaps you have commitments that feel more like burdens than blessings. By taking the time to reflect on what activities genuinely bring joy and fulfillment, you can begin to let go of those that drain your energy. This approach fosters an overall sense of balance and serenity, empowering you to focus on what truly matters. Adopting a simpler lifestyle opens the door to incredible benefits. As you embrace the joy of simplicity, you will likely find that your mind becomes clearer, your stress levels diminish, and your relationships deepen. Imagine waking up each day feeling unburdened, surrounded only by what you love and cherish. You'll begin to appreciate the little things: a warm cup of tea, a heartfelt conversation, or a leisurely walk in nature. Instead of being preoccupied with what you lack, you become aware of the richness of your present moment. The core idea behind embracing simplicity is that true happiness stems from appreciating what you already have, rather than continually seeking more. By stripping away the distractions of materialism and obligation, you create space for joy to flourish. As you simplify your surroundings and your commitments, you're likely to experience a greater sense of purpose and satisfaction in your daily life. To encourage you to begin this journey, I challenge you to set aside time this week for a decluttering session. Choose one area in your life, whether it's your physical space, a related activity, or even a relationship, to assess what brings you joy. Document your progress and reflect on how this process of simplification feels. By focusing on what truly matters, you are taking a significant step towards embracing the joy of simplicity. As we move forward, the next chapter will delve into replacing clinging with mindful connection, exploring how to foster authentic relationships rooted in presence rather than attachment. This journey into deeper connection will enhance your experience of simplicity and fulfillment. Remember to subscribe to Inner Freedom for ongoing encouragement as you empower yourself on this transformative path. Embrace the freedom that comes from living simply and prepare to unveil the joy and clarity that await you. To fully embrace the joy of simplicity, it's essential to take clear, actionable steps that will help you implement meaningful change in your life. Begin by conducting a thorough assessment of your current commitments and possessions. Take a weekend afternoon to sit down with a notebook and write out all the activities you regularly engage in, including social obligations, work projects, and hobbies. Once you have this list, evaluate each commitment to determine whether it genuinely enriches your life. For example, if you find yourself attending social gatherings out of obligation rather than enjoyment, this may be an area where you can simplify. By prioritizing your time and energy for those experiences that truly bring you joy, you start cultivating a more authentic and fulfilling lifestyle. After evaluating your commitments, move on to the physical aspects of your life. Choose one space in your home where clutter has accumulated, such as a closet or a garage. Set a timer for 1 hour and start sorting through your belongings. Ask yourself if each item contributes to your joy or serves a practical purpose. Imagine the relief you will feel as you let go of clothes that no longer fit or gadgets that gather dust. This process not only helps you create a more serene space, but also clarifies what you value most. A powerful real-life example is Sarah, who found that decluttering her home allowed her to see how much time she had wasted on maintaining things that brought her little joy. Once she had simplified her space, she felt energized and focused, ready to embrace new experiences. The benefits of adopting a simpler lifestyle extend beyond just a tidy home and a clear calendar. As you embrace simplicity, you'll notice a reduction in stress and an increase in mental clarity. You'll find that when you strip away the unnecessary, you create room for deeper connections with others and a more profound appreciation for daily experiences. Imagine walking through your day with an open heart, feeling truly present in each moment without being bogged down by distractions or obligations. This new approach leads to feelings of contentment and fulfillment that come from living authentically, rather than chasing after societal expectations. To facilitate this transformation, consider incorporating a daily practice of reflection. Set aside a few minutes each evening to note what brought you joy and gratitude throughout the day. This simple exercise allows you to recognize the abundance in your life while continually reinforcing your commitment to simplicity. Over time, this habit will help you stay focused on your priorities and maintain the clarity you've worked hard to achieve. As you progress on this journey, I challenge you to let go of one item of clutter or a commitment that feels burdensome this week. Document your feelings as you release this weight, noticing how it impacts your sense of freedom and joy. This exercise serves as a reminder that simplifying your life is an ongoing process and that each small step contributes to your overall growth and happiness. In the next chapter, we'll explore replacing clinging with mindful connection, where we will discuss how you can foster authentic relationships rooted in presence rather than attachment. This shift will enable you to cultivate a support system that enhances simplicity and joy in your life. To continue receiving insights and support throughout this process, subscribe to Inner Freedom. Embracing simplicity is a courageous journey towards authenticity and fulfillment, and I encourage you to move forward with an open heart. The path ahead is filled with promise and the potential for a richer, more meaningful existence. Chapter 8: Replacing Clinging with Mindful Connection. Have you ever felt the weight of attachment tugging at your heart, making it difficult to fully enjoy the relationships in your life? Imagine a world where connections flourish without the burden of clinging, allowing you to engage with others in meaningful, enriching ways. The reality is that many of us grapple with the challenge of attachment, holding on to relationships or feelings that no longer serve our well-being. Learning to cultivate mindful connections can transform how we relate to others, fostering deeper bonds and genuine understanding. The struggle with clinging often stems from fears of abandonment or inadequacy. You may find yourself overly dependent on others for validation or emotional support, leading to frustration and disappointment when those expectations are not met. Consider a situation where you have a friend who often lets you down. Instead of feeling secure in the relationship, you might find yourself anxiously waiting for their calls or messages, constantly worried that your bond is fragile. This dynamic can create a cycle of anxiety and dissatisfaction, preventing you from enjoying the present moment with the people who truly matter to you. The transformative solution lies in replacing clinging behaviors with a practice of mindful connection. This approach encourages you to engage with others fully and authentically, allowing for deeper connections rooted in presence rather than dependency. Begin by embracing the concept of mindful awareness in your interactions. Next time you meet a friend for coffee, put away your phone and focus entirely on the conversation. Listen actively, maintain eye contact, and respond genuinely to what they are saying. This practice of mindfulness invites you to be present with your emotions and those of others, creating a space where connection can thrive. Additionally, reflect on the quality of your relationships. Consider taking inventory of the people in your life. Who uplifts you? Who drains your energy? By recognizing the dynamics at play, you can start to create boundaries where necessary. You might picture a relationship that feels more like a chore than a joy. Acknowledging this allows you to step back and evaluate whether the connection is beneficial or if it's time to let go gently. Envision the relief of releasing the commitments that deplete you, creating space for uplifting experiences and relationships that truly resonate with your values and needs. The core idea behind fostering mindful connections is that true fulfillment in relationships comes from authenticity, not attachment. When you shift your focus from trying to cling to people or experiences, you create an environment where love can flow freely without restrictions. Imagine nurturing relationships characterized by mutual respect and understanding, where both parties feel empowered and valued. This not only enhances your emotional well-being, but also cultivates a sense of community and support that enriches your life. As you explore this chapter, I encourage you to engage in a practice of gratitude within your relationships. Take a moment each day to acknowledge the value of the people in your life, expressing appreciation for their presence. This simple act can shift your perspective, transitioning from fear of loss to gratitude for the connections you share. By integrating these practices, you will likely notice a positive transformation in your ability to connect with others while reducing the frustration of clingy attachment. Remember, replacing clinging with mindful connection is an ongoing journey, one that will lead you toward healthier and more fulfilling relationships. In our next chapter, we will delve into unlocking freedom through emotional detachment, where we will explore how to cultivate emotional resilience and independence, further enriching your connections with others. To stay engaged on this journey, subscribe to Inner Freedom for additional insights and tools that will empower you to foster meaningful relationships and navigate the complexities of emotional connections. Embrace this opportunity to connect mindfully. Your relationships are about to flourish in ways you've never imagined. To effectively replace clinging with mindful connection, it is essential to take actionable steps that will lead you toward fulfilling relationships without the burden of attachment. Start by setting clear intentions for each interaction. Before meeting a friend or loved one, take a moment to reflect on what you hope to achieve in that connection. This might be as simple as wanting to offer support or share joy in someone's accomplishments. By entering each interaction with a purpose, you create a foundation for mindful engagement. Next, practice conscious communication. This means actively listening and responding thoughtfully. For instance, if a friend is sharing their struggles, rather than planning your response while they speak, focus entirely on their words and emotions. Put aside distractions and give them your full attention. A real-life application of this might involve a conversation where you practice summarizing what your friend has said to ensure you understand their perspective. This not only strengthens your connection, but also nurtures a sense of trust and safety where both parties can express themselves freely. Another vital step is to establish mindful boundaries within your relationships. Evaluating your connections may reveal certain dynamics that are unhealthy or draining. For example, if a relative frequently makes you feel uncomfortable with their opinions, rather than engaging in arguments or withdrawing, express your feelings honestly. You might say, "I appreciate your perspective, but I'd prefer not to discuss this topic." Setting boundaries allows you to maintain your peace while still valuing the relationship. The courage to assert your needs in this way creates healthier interaction patterns and promotes mutual respect. Additionally, cultivate gratitude as a cornerstone of your connections. Each week, take time to acknowledge the qualities you appreciate in those around you. Consider sending a message or writing a note to express your gratitude. For instance, if a colleague has been particularly helpful at work, send them a brief note thanking them for their support. This simple but impactful action fosters positivity and reinforces the bonds of your relationships. As you practice gratitude, you will likely notice a shift in your mindset. Rather than focusing on what you might lack in your connections, you will begin to see the abundance of support and love surrounding you. The benefits of these actions are profound. By fostering mindful connections, you create a sense of emotional freedom that allows you to enjoy relationships without the pressures of attachment. Imagine waking up each day feeling secure in the knowledge that your relationships are rooted in authenticity and respect. As you practice these principles, you will experience greater clarity, reduced anxiety, and a deeper sense of belonging, qualities that enhance your overall emotional health. To encourage immediate application, consider setting a specific goal for your next social interaction. Decide to practice active listening, express gratitude, or set a healthy boundary. After the interaction, take some time to reflect on how these actions felt and what impact they had on the conversation. This reflection reinforces your commitment to growth and awareness in your connections. As we prepare to transition into the next chapter, we'll explore unlocking freedom through emotional detachment. This chapter will guide you on how to cultivate emotional resilience and independence, vital components for nurturing genuine relationships. To continue receiving insights and encouragement, subscribe to Inner Freedom. Embracing mindful connections as a journey will transform your relationships, leading to deeper fulfillment and joy. You are on the path to living more freely and authentically, and every step you take brings you closer to that vision. Chapter 9. Unlocking Freedom Through Emotional Detachment. Imagine living a life where your emotional well-being is not tethered to the opinions and actions of others. What if you could experience a sense of peace and clarity by cultivating emotional detachment? This is not about shutting down your emotions or abandoning your connections. Rather, it is about liberating yourself from unhealthy attachments and creating a space for emotional resilience. Acknowledging and embracing this freedom can transform how you approach relationships and navigate the complexities of everyday life. Many individuals struggle with the overwhelming impact of emotions, often allowing them to dictate their responses and relationships. You may find yourself feeling anxious or upset based on someone else's behavior, whether that's a friend's criticism or a colleague's indifference. This emotional roller coaster can lead to frustration, resentment, and a sense of helplessness. The challenge lies in understanding that while emotions are a natural part of being human, they can also become burdensome when we let them control our reactions and perceptions. When feelings define your reality, you may risk losing sight of your core self and the joy of living in the moment. The transformative solution to this dilemma is to practice emotional detachment, which allows you to engage with your feelings while maintaining a healthy distance from their influence. Start this journey by developing self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotional triggers and identify when you start feeling overwhelmed. For instance, if you notice that criticism from a coworker sends you spiraling into self-doubt, take a moment to recognize that this response is rooted in your perception of their opinion. Instead of reacting immediately, pause and ask yourself why their words affect you so profoundly. They may simply be expressing a preference, not a judgment of your worth. Once you have gained insight into your emotional triggers, practice reframing your thoughts. This technique involves consciously shifting your perspective to gain distance from the intense feelings associated with a situation. For example, if you face rejection in a personal or professional context, instead of seeing it as a reflection of your value, recognize it as a potential redirection towards something better suited for you. This reframing allows you to respond with resilience rather than being consumed by your emotions. The core idea behind emotional detachment is that it empowers you to maintain a sense of control over your reactions. Imagine approaching each interaction with the understanding that while your feelings are valid, they do not define you. This newfound perspective enables you to handle criticism and disappointment with grace and composure. Picture a scenario where you calmly address a misunderstanding with a friend, expressing your feelings without the weight of anger or defensiveness. By doing so, you foster clearer communication and more meaningful connections, unhindered by emotional interference. The benefits of embracing emotional detachment are profound. You will likely find yourself feeling more centered and capable of making decisions free from external pressures. Your relationships will improve as you approach them with a more balanced perspective, opening the door to deeper understanding and connection. With practice, you can cultivate a vibrant inner life where emotions enrich your experience without overwhelming you. As you explore this chapter further, I encourage you to begin a journaling practice to document your emotional triggers and responses. Reflect on instances where you successfully detached from negative emotions and how it changed your perspective. This exercise not only reinforces your growth, but also provides a practical tool for ongoing self-discovery. In the next chapter, we will delve into Living Light, Living Free, where you will learn how to fully embrace the practices of emotional detachment and simplicity, leading to a fulfilled and joyous existence. To stay connected through this transformative journey, subscribe to Inner Freedom for resources and inspiration. By unlocking the power of emotional detachment, you are paving the way for a life filled with greater joy, autonomy, and authenticity. Embrace this process. The freedom you seek is within reach. To effectively cultivate emotional detachment and experience its transformative benefits, you can implement clear, actionable steps in your daily life. Start by establishing a mindfulness practice tailored to your unique needs. Set aside a few minutes each day for meditation, mindfulness exercises, or deep breathing. This practice will help you develop greater awareness of your emotional state and allow you to observe your feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them. For example, when you feel anxiety creeping in during a challenging conversation at work, take a moment to breathe deeply and ground yourself. This pause helps create distance between your emotions and your responses, fostering a more composed reaction. Another vital step is to practice emotional labeling. Identify and articulate your feelings as they arise, which can help you understand and process them without becoming consumed by them. For instance, when you find yourself feeling upset over a friend's harsh words, acknowledge the emotion by saying, "I feel hurt and disappointed." Naming your feelings helps to externalize them, providing a clearer perspective on your emotional experience. It also reinforces that emotions are transient and do not have to dictate your actions. This practice can be particularly beneficial in emotionally charged situations, as it encourages self-compassion and fosters a sense of control. Next, seek to reframe your thoughts associated with emotionally challenging situations. When faced with disappointment or rejection, consciously shift your mindset to view these experiences as opportunities for growth rather than validations of your worth. Consider a scenario where you are turned down for a promotion at work. Instead of internalizing it as a failure, reframe the situation by asking yourself, "What can I learn from this experience?" This mindset allows you to transform setbacks into stepping stones, nurturing resilience and promoting personal development. The core idea behind emotional detachment is that it empowers you to respond to life's challenges without being governed by your emotions. As you practice these techniques, imagine waking up each day with a greater sense of tranquility, knowing that you have the ability to navigate situations with clarity and purpose. By reducing the emotional weight you carry, you create space for joy and connection, enabling you to engage with the world from a place of strength. The benefits of embracing emotional detachment extend beyond individual growth. Your relationships will also flourish. You'll find that by approaching interactions with emotional resilience, you enable more profound and authentic connections. Imagine entering conversations with loved ones without the fear of being hurt, thereby allowing for deeper understanding and compassion. Your ability to engage mindfully fosters an atmosphere where relationships can thrive, free from the strains of dependency and emotional turbulence. As you embark on this journey, I encourage you to keep a feelings journal. This practice involves jotting down your emotional reactions throughout the day, along with your responses to them. Reflecting on these entries will provide valuable insights into your emotional patterns, making it easier to apply the techniques for emotional detachment. This journal can serve as a powerful tool for self-reflection, guiding you toward greater self-awareness. In our next chapter, we will explore living light, living free, where you will learn how to fully embrace emotional detachment and simplicity to achieve a more fulfilling existence. To continue receiving inspiration and guidance along this journey, I invite you to subscribe to Inner Freedom. By integrating emotional detachment into your life, you are taking significant steps toward a life imbued with understanding, strength, and joy. Remember, every effort you make to detach from emotionally draining situations paves the way for a brighter, lighter future. Embrace this process. Your freedom starts now. Chapter 10. Living Light, Living Free. What if you could wake up each day feeling a sense of lightness and freedom, unburdened by the weight of emotional baggage and unnecessary attachments? Picture yourself navigating life with clarity and joy, embracing each moment as it comes, rather than being weighed down by regrets of the past or anxieties about the future. Many individuals yearn for this sense of liberation, yet they feel trapped by the very attachments that once provided comfort, the relationships, possessions, and expectations that have gradually become shackles rather than sources of joy. The journey toward living light begins with the recognition of the heavy load that emotional attachments can impose. Several people struggle with the inability to let go, often holding on to perceived obligations or material possessions that no longer serve their well-being. You might notice yourself clinging to a job that drains your energy out of fear of uncertainty, or keeping relationships alive out of a sense of obligation rather than authentic connection. This attachment can hinder your ability to embrace new opportunities and experiences, leaving you feeling stagnant and discontented. The transformative solution lies in adopting a mindset of intentional detachment mixed with gratitude. Start by evaluating the aspects of your life where you feel the burden of attachment. Spend some time in self-reflection to identify what feels heavy and unfulfilling. For instance, If you realize that you have kept certain items from a past relationship simply out of nostalgia, acknowledge the feelings they bring up, but consider the space you could create by letting them go. This recognition is the first step toward emotional freedom, as it allows you to consciously decide what you truly want to carry forward in your life. Once you identify those areas, begin the process of decluttering your emotional and physical space. Create a letting go ritual where you consciously release the things that weigh you down. This might involve donating clothes that no longer fit or writing a letter to a person from whom you are ready to detach emotionally. Expressing your feelings, but choosing not to maintain the burden of those thoughts anymore. Imagine the sense of relief and lightness you will feel after completing this exercise, as if a burden has been lifted from your shoulders. The act of letting go can awaken a profound sense of clarity and rejuvenation in your life, signaling to yourself that you are in control of your journey. The core idea behind living light is cultivating a keen awareness of what brings joy and what does not. By consciously choosing what to keep and what to release, you empower yourself to create a life aligned with your true values and desires. This newfound awareness allows you to appreciate the beauty of simplicity, where experiences and relationships are prioritized over material possessions and expectations. Picture a life where you are surrounded only by what truly matters to you. Loved ones who uplift you, activities that ignite your passion, and an environment that reflects your authentic self. Adopting this perspective leads to significant positive transformations in your life. You may find that emotional resilience flourishes as you practice detachment, leading to healthier relationships and a greater sense of peace. You become adept at navigating life's challenges without being overwhelmed, enabling you to embrace opportunities as they arise. Living light cultivates an inner strength that emboldens you to pursue your passions with unshakable confidence. As you begin this journey, I encourage you to choose one attachment, be it emotional or material, that you are ready to release. Reflect on how this attachment has influenced your life, then document your feelings regarding it. Afterward, create a plan to let it go, whether through conversation, ritual, or decluttering. By actively participating in this process, you take a powerful step toward living a life where you feel light and free. In this chapter, we will delve deeper into the practices that help maintain this lightness, ensuring your journey toward freedom continues to flourish. To further support your growth, subscribe to Inner Freedom for ongoing insights and encouragement. Embrace the wonderful freedom that living light provides. You are embarking on a transformative path that will lead to a fulfilled and joyous life. To fully embrace the concept of living light, it's essential to implement actionable steps that empower you to release the burdens you carry while cultivating a life of joy and freedom. Begin by conducting a thorough inventory of your attachments, both emotional and physical. Set aside time to reflect on the various aspects of your life where you feel connected or tied down. For instance, take a moment to evaluate your living space. Are there objects that no longer serve a purpose or evoke positive emotions? Identify them and consider how they contribute to your sense of heaviness. The act of acknowledging these attachments is crucial as it sets the stage for meaningful change. After you've assessed your attachments, create a decluttering plan. Choose one area of your life to focus on each week, whether it's your wardrobe, your workspace, or even your digital files. Commit to spending a short period each day, perhaps 15 to 30 minutes, clearing out items that you no longer need or that don't bring you joy. For example, clearing out clothes that you haven't worn in the past year can create space in your closet and mind. As you sort through your belongings, ask yourself whether each item brings you happiness or serves a practical function. Making these decisions with intention allows you to lighten your physical space and, in turn, your mental state. In parallel, work on emotional detachment by assessing your relationships. Focus on those connections that may feel stifling or exhausting. Perhaps there is a friendship that has become a source of negativity, or a professional relationship that leaves you feeling undervalued. Instead of ignoring the discomfort, take time to reflect on what these relationships bring to your life. A real-life illustration of this might involve someone reassessing their time spent with a friend who constantly demands attention, but rarely reciprocates support. Through this evaluation, they might choose to set boundaries or invest time in healthier relationships that uplift and empower them. The core idea of living light is embracing simplicity and clarity in both your physical and emotional landscapes. By consciously letting go of what no longer serves you, you create space for new opportunities and experiences. Consider the benefits of adopting this perspective. You become more adaptable, open to change, and free to pursue your passions without the heavy weights of past obligations or clutter. Imagine waking each day with a sense of freedom, ready to embrace whatever life brings without being bogged down by unnecessary baggage. To encourage immediate action, I invite you to engage in a release ritual. Design a simple ceremony where you consciously let go of an attachment. This could be as straightforward as writing down your feelings about a particular relationship or item, and then safely burning the paper, symbolizing your intention to release it. Alternatively, you could choose to donate physical items to those in need, knowing they will serve a purpose in someone else's life. This act of giving not only clears your space, but also brings joy and satisfaction to others. As we progress further into this chapter, we will explore how to maintain the sense of lightness that comes with living free, ensuring that your newfound perspective becomes a lasting part of your life. To continue gathering insights and support on your journey, I encourage you to subscribe to Inner Freedom. Embrace this opportunity to live with intention, clarity, and joy. By taking these steps toward living light, you are not just making changes, you are embarking on a transformative journey toward your authentic self, leading to a life rich with purpose and fulfillment. In this journey through Unchain Your Heart, we have explored the powerful themes of emotional attachment, detachment, and the pursuit of genuine fulfillment. Each chapter has invited you to recognize the burdens of clinging, to break free from the illusions of need, and to cultivate a lifestyle rooted in mindfulness, simplicity, and authentic connection. By embracing these transformative practices, you are empowered to live a life of joy and freedom, unshackled from the weight of unwanted attachments. Thank you for taking the time to engage with this content. If you found value in this journey, please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insights and inspiration. Your support helps us continue sharing meaningful content that promotes growth and self-discovery. Remember, the path to emotional freedom begins with each small step you take towards unchaining your heart.